Hello everyone, this is R. Soshankar working as an assistant professor in Department of Computer Science and Engineering at Sagi Ramakrishna Raju Engineering College. Today I would like to explain the concept of exception handling. This topic introduces you to Java exception and how you should go about handling, managing and recovering from them through the use of appropriate Java exception handling. The objectives of exception handling are understand what exceptions are and when and how they happen, how to handle and recover from exception, implement exception handling, understand the try, catch, finally statement. Coming to the exception handling, an exception is a problem that arises during the execution of a program. An exception can occur for many different reasons, including the following. A user has entered invalid data, a file that needs to be opened cannot be found, a network connection has been lost in the middle of communications, or the JVM has run out of memory. Exception handling is a task to maintain normal flow of the program. For this, we should try to catch the exception object thrown by the error condition and then display appropriate message for taking corrective actions. Types of exceptions. There are three types of exceptions. They are checked exception, unchecked exception and error. Coming to the checked exception, a checked exception is an exception that is typically a user error or a problem that cannot be foreseen by the programmer. Checked exception can also be defined as the classes that extend the throwable class except runtime exception and error are known as checked exceptions. For example, if a file is to be opened but the file cannot be found, an exception occurs. These exceptions are checked at compile time and cannot simply be ignored at the time of compilation. Examples of checked exception are IO exception, SQL exception, etc. Coming to unchecked exception, it also known as runtime exceptions and they are ignored at the time of compilation but checked during execution of the program. Unchecked exception can be also defined as the classes that extend the runtime exception class are known as unchecked exceptions. Examples are arithmetic exception, null pointer exception, etc. Error. These are not exceptions at all but problems that arise beyond the control of the user of the programmer. Errors are typically ignored in your code because you can rarely do anything about an error. For example, if a stack overflow occurs, an error will arise. They are also ignored at the time of compilation. Hierarchy of exception. All exception classes are subtypes of the java.lang.exception class. The exception class is a subclass of the throwable class. Other than the exception class, there is another subclass called error which is derived from the throwable class. So this is an hierarchy of an exception, object, throwable, and it consists of exception and error. And again exception, there will be types of exceptions, IO exception, SQL exception, runtime exception and the arithmetic, null pointer, number format, like this there will be there. Coming to the error, virtual machine error and assertion error. Coming to the Java built-in exception, following is the list of Java unchecked runtime exceptions. Arithmetic exception. Arithmetic errors such as divide by 0. Coming to the array index out of bounds exception, it will come at array index is out of bounds. Array store exception, assignment to an array element of an incompatible type. Class cast exception, invalid cost. Illegal argument exception, illegal argument used to invoke a method. Illegal monitor state exception, illegal monitor operation such as waiting on an unlocked thread. Illegal state exception, environment or application is in incorrect state. Illegal thread state exception, requested operation not compatible with current thread state. Index out of bounds exception, some some type of indexes is out of bounds. Negative error, array size exception, array created with a negative size. Null pointer exception, invalid use of a null reference. Number format exception, invalid conversion of a string to a numeric format. Security exception, attempt to violate security. String index out of bounds, attempt to index outside the bounds of a string. Unsupported operation exception, and unsupported operation was encountered. Coming to the checked exception, class not found exception, that means class not found. Clone not supported exception, attempt to clone an object that does not implement the clonable interface. Illegal access exception, access to a class is defined. Instantiation exception, attempt to create an object of an abstract class or interface. Interrupted exception, one thread has been interrupted by another thread. No such field exception, a requested field does not exist. No such method exception, a requested method does not exist. Handling exceptions in Java. Following 5 keywords are used to handle an exception in Java. Try, catch, finally, throw, throws. Try, catch, block. A method catches an exception using a combination of the try and catch keywords. A try catch block is placed around the code that might generate an exception. Code within a try or catch block is referred to as protected code, and the syntax for using try catch looks like the following. So this is the syntax for try catch. When we are writing this particular try, and after the try we have to write a catch, and that we have to pass a parameter as exception name, and we have to create an object. Write a block of code here that is likely to cause an error condition and throws an exception. A catch statement involves declaring the type of exception you are trying to catch. If an exception occurs in protected code, the catch block that follows the try is checked. If the type of exception that occurred is listed in a catch block, the exception is passed to the catch block much as an argument is passed into a method parameter. Simply to say that if any exception occurs in the try block, simply it will throw to the catch exception, catch block. Example of program for without exception handling. This is a program we have written here. Public static void main string x int I is equal to 100 by integer dot parseInt of args of 0. Simply coming of args of 0 means when we have to pass while executing we have to pass a value in the execution. So I am passing a parameter as a 12. So 100 by 12 means the output will be the 8. There is no exception occurs here. Okay. Something if I give instead of 12, if I give 0, the 100 by 0, that means the 0 number cannot be divided by 0, then it will occur an arithmetic exception. So this is an without having an exception handling. Same program if you use exception handling, this is the concept. In try block we have written int I is equal to 100 by integer dot parseInt args of 0. Now as the statement which can cause error condition is wrapped under try block, and catch block is also present to handle the exception object thrown. In this case, even if there is an error, rest of the program will execute normally. That means when an exception occurs in try block, okay. So initially stage I have taken as args of 0, I have taken as 12. So 100 by 12 means simply there is no exception in try block, so there is no need to go for a catch block. So simply value of I is 100 by 12 means we are getting an 8. At last final there is no exception here. So directly it will print code after try catch here, code after try catch. Suppose if I pass a 0 here, in args of 0 if I pass a 0 value, 100 by 0 it cannot divide a number with 0. So that here the exception is occurred. Simply it will throw an exception to a catch block. In catch block there is an E, that is nothing but an arithmetic exception. So here there will getting an arithmetic exception after executing, after exit from the catch block, again it will print code after try catch. This is the example for exception handling, okay, for arithmetic exception. Coming to the multiple catch block, a try block can be followed by multiple catch blocks, but when we use multiple catch statements, it is important that exception subclasses must come before any of their superclasses. The reason is a catch statement with superclass will catch exception of that type plus any of its subclass, thus causing a catch statement with subclass exception a non-reachable code, which is error in Java. So coming to the multiple catch blocks, if you see the program here, we have written a single try block, and if there is an exception and it will jump into the catch block. But if the particular exception occurs, first initially it will jump onto the starting catch block. If you see here, we have written two catch blocks after try block. That means after try block we can write n number of catch blocks. So initially if I wrote first catch block normal exception, second catch block arithmetic exception. Now if I see the program here, int I is equal to 100 by integer dot parseInt args of 0. Other than 0, if I give any number, it may divide with that number with 100. Then there will be no exception and there is no need to think about a catch block. If I pass a parameter as a value as a 0, then a number cannot divide by 0, so that an exception occurred in try block, then it will jump into the catch block to find out which exception is occurred. At that case, we are getting some ambiguity. What is that? In this example, two catch statements are used, but first one is of type exception, which is a superclass of arithmetic exception used in second catch. So any exception thrown will be caught by first catch block, which makes the second block unreachable and error is shown during compile time. Same thing, if I reverse this exception, what will happen? So if I reverse this, then simply it will execute that arithmetic exception. If I pass a parameter initially, if I pass catch block with exception, then this is the error it is coming. Exception, arithmetic exception has already been caught, catch arithmetic exception. This is the error when we are passing, starting itself catch exception, and then if I pass arithmetic exception, then we are getting an error like this. If I passed first initially catch arithmetic exception, then simply we will get an output as there is an exception at arithmetic exception. Coming for the finally block, the finally keyword is used to create a block of code that follows a try block. A finally block of code always executes whether or not an exception has occurred. Using a finally block allows you to run and cleaning up type statements that you want to execute no matter what happens in the protected code. That means if you see this is a program, if there is an exception, then it will go for the exception handling, and then if there is exception and try block, then it will go and it will check in the catch block. If it is not found, then it will come to the finally block. If there is no exception found directly, it will come to the finally block. That means simply I have already told you that the finally keyword is used to create a block of code that follows a try block. And important point, a finally block of code always executes whether or not an exception has occurred. Coming to the program, if you see this program, try block and there is a catch block and there is a finally block. If the exception occurs in try block, then it will jump into the catch and then it will come to the finally block. If the exception is not there also, it will execute the finally block. How it will be, you check. Suppose case 1. Okay, case 1. Actually, coming to the program, if you see here, integer that pass in, I have to pass some value. Okay, in case 1, if you observe here, I did not pass any parameter here. Okay, then simply it will, there is no exception, I did not pass any parameter, then simply it will come into the finally block and it will execute finally code executed. So if you see here, the finally code executed, and then it will say that I did not pass any value, so it is a null value. So what we will consider array index out of bounds exception. This is an error. If I did not pass any parameter at args of 0, then it will not consider and it will not go for try and catch. Directly it will execute the statement which is under finally block. Okay. Coming to the case 2, if I pass instead of if I pass a 0 at args of 0, then what will happen? If I pass here 0, then 100 by 0, that means a number cannot divide by 0, then an exception is occurred, then it will go for the catch block and then it will finally, okay. So initially what will it will say that it will execute the finally statement and then it will come to the catch block. If you see here, finally code executed and then it is coming to the code after try catch. If I pass in case 3, if I pass a number directly of 5, then it will divide a value with that particular number, it will pass an answer and then it will go to the finally block and then it will come to the catch block. Throw keyword. The throw keyword is used to explicitly throw an exception. We can throw either checked or unchecked exception. The throw keyword is normally used to throw custom exception. Example. In the example shown below, a method validates int I is used which will check the value of passed parameter I, and if the value is less than 18, then an arithmetic exception is thrown. Now, as you can see, when we have called the method, no try catch block is used, which results in termination of the program, and message is passed as not valid, which is passed during throwing of arithmetic exception object. If you see the program here, okay, throw new arithmetic exception not valid. Okay, so in the program, if I pass here 18, then it will check if I pass here 12 less than 8, then it will throw a arithmetic exception and then it will pass like this. Okay, if you see here, it will pass like this. What it will pass? Exception in thread main java.lang arithmetic exception not valid at exception1 dot validates exception1 at java 7. Like this is an error when it is coming to particular program. That means why it is coming means I already informed you that if you see, we call the method now try catch block is used, which results in termination of the program and message is displayed as not valid, which is passed during throwing of arithmetic exception object. Coming to the using throw keyword in try block. Okay, so same thing. If I use here, previously I did not use here try block, simply I used an if else statement. If I pass here try and try catch block, then simply we are going to execute like this code after try catch. This is the coming. If I use an arithmetic, if I use a try catch block for the previous example, then we are getting like this. Okay, you have to observe clearly. Coming to the throws keyword. The throws keyword is used to declare the exception. It provides information to the programmer that there may occur an exception. So during call of that method, and programmer must use exception handling mechanism. Throws keyword is also used to propagate checked exception. Example. In this example, exception is created by extending exception class and the custom exception is declared in the method validates int I. Okay, if you see here, I have taken a class agex exception, extends exception, code to create custom exception with the name agex. I have written a constructor here with a passing a copy constructor. Okay, string is a class and we are passing some not a copy constructor, we are passing a parameters constructor with the string variable. And we are using a super keyword here also, and another class exep2 and static void validates int I throws agex if I less than 8. Okay, so here we are using a throws keyword. Okay, what will happen means we have to check here. Case 1, when a validates stall is occurred, then simply it is unreported exception. Okay, if you see here, if I take validates stall, in this case what we are getting means we are getting unreported exception. Okay, in case 1 we are getting unreported exception. Why? Because during a call of validates method, exception handling is not used and code looks like this and error is displayed in the compilation of the block. Okay, here we are not using any try catch block so that the particular error has occurred. Coming to the case 2, if you see the program like this, during call of method validates exceptional handling is used with the try catch keyword like this and the program runs as accepted. Okay, we are using try catch. Previous program we did not use any try catch. So the errors came like this. If I using try catch block and we are getting an exception. Okay. Coming to the case 3. Case 3, if you see that during call of method validates exceptional handling is used without try catch keyword and throws keyword is used in main method as shown in below. Public static void main validates. Okay. If you see there, the method validates exceptional handling is used without try catch keyword. Okay. Then what we're getting? We are getting that error like this. Okay. Same thing if I go for case 4, try to propagate custom exception not of type, runtime exception without declaring in method using throws keyword. This will give compile time error. If you observe, when runtime exception without declaring in method using throws keyword, this will compile time error occur. Okay, throw new ejection not valid. This is the error we are getting. Coming to the case 5, make custom exception by extending runtime exception class and try the same method as used for case 4. There will be no error now and the program run as expected. Okay, and if you see this program, there will be no error. Okay, there will be no error now and the program run as expected. Okay, this is the program for case 5. Important points, if you see here, a catch clause cannot exist without a try statement. Okay, it is not compulsory to have finally classes whenever a try catch block is present. The try block cannot be present without either catch clause or finally catch. Okay, any code cannot be present in between the try catch finally block. Declaring your own exceptions. You can create your own exceptions in Java. Keep the following points in mind when writing your own exception classes. All exceptions must be a child of throwable. If you want to write a checked exception, you need to extend the exception class. If you want to write an unchecked or runtime exception, you need to extend the runtime exception class. Okay. I hope you all understood the exception handling. I have discussed with the try, catch, finally, throw and throws and how to write your own exception. Okay, we have discussed some arithmetic exception. And when an array index out of bound exception is occurs means if we go out of bound, that means if there is a of 5 only we have declared with int a of 5. But I want to store out of that a of 100 is equal to 100. Okay, that means the value of 100 I want to store at a of 100, whereas there is only 5 was declared. At that particular point, array out of bound of exception will come. Like that, we have to see some. We have to practice some examples while after watching this video. Okay, I hope you all understood exception handling. Okay, thank you so much.